Hey everyone, today we are doing what I'm going to call basic camping. I brought really the basics for me at least, to camp. So I brought shelter, I brought something to make fire, I brought some food, and we're going to have a pretty basic, simple camp today. I like these, I actually enjoy these more than the ones when I bring a ton of gear. It's just super simple, nothing really to worry about, you set up your camp and you have fun. So that's the idea of today's video. I did want to do a bushcraft camp because it is quite mild today. It's right around the freezing point, but it was raining earlier today. It stopped, it started snowing. I don't mind the snow, but then it started raining again. So I figured, you know what, I won't take a chance. I brought a tent, I just threw it into my sled and dragged it in. I will at least sleep dry. I don't mind being cold, I don't mind a lot of things, but sleeping wet in winter is not great for anyone. So yeah, I did bring a tent today. It's a bit more boring, but that's what we're doing today. There was also no coffee today. I brought this little maple, they sell it as like a sports drink, like a refuel drink, a bit like, Gatorade, all those sports drinks there. Maple flavors. I've been excited to try this. I might have a coffee tomorrow morning, but I figured, you know what, I'm gonna try this, mix it up, sip on it while I set up camp. There will be a beer later, but for now we're gonna try this. I absolutely love these days. It's not too warm, it's not too cold. I can work without gloves. Yeah, these are the days I like to camp. There you go. So it's maple flavor. Let's see. It's actually better than I expected. There's little sweetness to it, and in fact, let me see this. Okay, there's 14 grams of sugar. It doesn't taste like there is. It actually tastes, if you've ever drank maple water, I'm not saying maple syrup, I'm not saying anything maple like candy wise. If you tap the tree and you drank the water directly from the tree, it tastes stronger than that, obviously, but it tastes more like that than a really syrupy, strong maple drink. It's actually pretty good. That right there is the Teton Vista 2 for two-person. You might notice I have a lot of Teton gear. The reason for that is when I was starting to winter camp or starting to gear up to winter camp, Teton was a really good budget option. I would even say they were cheap. And I find they were cheap for the quality of gear you got. I'm actually really happy with all the stuff I have from them. I have sleeping bags, tents, a few other things. I would suggest this tent or this style of tent to anyone who's intimidated with the whole tent setting up. It's really easy. You pop it open. There's usually one leg that doesn't cooperate, but I could probably set this tent up in about 60 seconds to 2 minutes. It's really easy. If you're intimidated by the idea of setting up a tent, consider something like this. There's also going to be something a little different than a campfire today. Now the ground's been all wet and half the wood I'm going to find has been soaked from the rain we got this morning. So I brought in this log. I cut it about a year ago and it's been in my garage. I was going to do a Swedish Fire Log with it in summer, and then we got the big fire bans in Canada, so it's actually been sitting around since then. I think I'll use it today. I do not have a wood auger. I typically use about an inch, maybe inch and a half wood auger through the middle, through the side as a inlet, and then you light it, get airflow. I don't have a wood auger and I don't plan on buying one for one video, so I am going to do it with the saw. I'm going to cut a few X's in this, light it. Should still work just as fine. First time trying it, so we'll see. Today we're starting our fire with some fire starting tape. This is leftover from the outtakes of a previous video. Now you might be saying this is a little excessive, but that is part of the fun. So that didn't work. There's not enough airflow through it, so I'm cutting more slots in there. We'll get this thing lit. I don't really have a backup plan, so kind of have no choice to get this working. I did bring a stake today, so one way or another, I have to get something going. The plan is just to keep feeding it. Hopefully the stump eventually catches fire, and we'll go from there. Alright, so something's happening there. We're gonna let that simmer. Have the beer in the meanwhile. Today's beer. Put this away. Today's beer is from Reinhardt Brewing in Toronto. This is Armed in Citra. Citra is a kind of hops. It is, like the name sounds, citrus. Adds a really citrusy flavor to the beer. And this is a dry hopped pale ale. It's actually pretty nice, really tasty. It's really nice actually. Easy drinking while still having some flavor in there. Cheers, guys. It looks like we're making progress. Now, someone made a comment on my last video, and it's one of my favorite comments. He said something along the lines of, I don't remember exactly, but he said something along the lines of, you know, you're like the average camper who camps year round, and that's absolutely true. I'm not here to pretend I'm an expert on any of this. In fact, I'm not. That's why I'm showing you guys, you know, when things go wrong, I have no problem showing that as well, but you kind of figure it out and go from there. This is something really anyone can do, and I really do think anyone who enjoys camping should try winter camping at least once. Might not be for everyone. I have a friend who just does not like the cold, and you know, he tells us, like, I'll see you guys in summer. At least try to enjoy a campfire in winter. I think that was a really big turning point for me when I realized this is something I really want to try. Since doing a campfire in winter, I barely ever make one in summer unless I'm actually camping. I do have a fire pit in my backyard, and I almost never use it in summer. So if you like camping, definitely try winter camping at least once. One thing I have to say is, I have a lot of respect for people who can cook, film, and not overcook their food. This is probably one of my funnest cooking experiences so far on this channel. Someone did ask me about the sleeping bag. That is a 0 degrees Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit bag from Mountain Warehouse. I have bags that go down to -20. I have bags that are 5-10 degrees. I needed something in between. My main priority with this was getting something more compact, which this kind of does a job. But with that being said, it's also a mummy bag. So sort of getting used to that. All my bags are rectangle so far, and I like the legroom, so we'll see how it goes. But so far so good. It's packable. I just fit. I'm 6 foot, and I would say I just fit in it, so it does the job. It's not too small, but keep that in mind. I am going to enjoy the fire until I get to bed. I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everyone. So last night I was very happy to be in that tent. Temperature went just above freezing. As you can see, my water's not frozen, or there's not even any ice built in there. That was nice for sleeping, but all the trees above me, all the frost started to melt and drip down. So I was very happy to be inside a tent last night. Usually I just pack up and leave, but I think I'll make a little coffee this morning. And today I'm kind of excited to try this. It's coffee in a tea bag format, so it makes it really convenient and easy to just throw in my pack if I use it or not. It's been in there for about the last 2 or 3 trips. Finally gonna use it. I'm not going to judge them on this cup of coffee. I added twice the amount of water. The water never got up to a full boil, and it is the light roast. So it is one of the weaker coffees I've had, but it's still coffee. So I'm going to sip on this, finish packing up camp. I will be taking that stump with me, and then I'll get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.